everybody. A lot of you asked me what is really an early reading program and how does it benefit. So we wonder that all of our children will learn to read through the formal schooling process by the time before they reach the first grade, or by the time they're 5 and 6 years old and so on. Yes, they will, but the benefits of early reading are way profound. And there are multiple reasons. It's not just neurological, it's educational, it's psychological, social, and linguistic. So let me tell you brief about each one of them and why I lay emphasis on early reading. So early reading is when we're talking about children learning to read and understand language and grammar and written and oral format, is because children are do that before the formal process actually kicks in at 4.5, 5 years of age. So the neurological benefit is that children, when they're born, they have a huge capacity to learn. When a child is born, he has about 3 trillion brain neurons, and each of them have a capacity to create another 20,000 synapses. How they are actually being developed builds upon the kind of stimulation you provide to a child early on in the years. Unfortunately, some of us think that child is too young to understand. No, they do understand everything. But the age of 0 to 3 is called the input phase, where a child may not be able to express it, show it, reproduce it in a vocal or physical manner. But the child, the brain is constantly making connections and grasping all of that undoubtedly. So neurologically, reading is actually helping a child's brain develop more efficiently in a more profound way, which has a long-lasting impact not just for language development but overall development. Second thing is the social development. So when children who are young and are able to read, they generally tend to have more knowledge, their vocabulary is richer, and therefore they're able to voice and express their opinions far more appropriately with their peers. So and there's also the psychological benefit that children who are early readers have a certain higher degree of confidence and independence, because they can read on their own. They can understand through books why and how the world works. They can do activities by themselves because they can follow instructions by themselves. So there's a lot of psychological benefit in terms of self-confidence and independence that a child gets because he's an early reader. Third is the educational benefit, that we all realize that children who are early readers have a 70% more chance of academic success, because reading is at the heart of learning anything. And reading helps a child satisfies innate curiosity of how the world learns. In fact, it's not just education as an academic success, but also other aspects such as creativity, imagination, problem-solving abilities. Because when children are reading efficiently and a lot of varied subjects, they have better ways and more deeper and different ways of looking at the world. They have a stronger imagination, a rich vocabulary, a richer medium to express themselves. So there is so much of deeper understanding the child has, because reading has shown to develop maturity and a sense of the world around them. It's also great, when I say social and psychological, reading provides a great quiet time, a downtime process for the child, where a child can sit by himself and also value just being by himself and enjoy that process, and not having the need to be around with children or siblings all the time. So there are just so many benefits that I cannot express, but academic benefit is something that we all look at, and that's undoubtedly the hands-on the most important thing. Apart from the cognitive development, the social development, the psychological development of early readers, children are reading by 2, 3, 4 years of age. And they definitely, here's an important observation that I've observed from the few early readers that I've known from friends across the world or around me. These kids really have a joy of reading. If you see today, only 3 out of 10 adults really enjoy reading as a process. And this joy for reading does not develop suddenly at the age of 10 or 30. It develops at this age where a child reads by himself. He sees parents reading to them. They read together, they sing, they do rhymes, they read aloud stories. So the love for reading is developed now fundamentally as a behavioral pattern. Second thing, there is no peer pressure on children to learn language and prove their mastery, which will otherwise happen by the time they're 5, 6, 7, and then you put them into phonics classes and language classes and writing classes, and there's a pressure on the child. Instead, let them enjoy the reading process through games, hands-on activities, and do it leisurely. They're not forced to do it. They may just do one activity a week or 2 minutes every day, and by the time the formal reading process kicks in any school across the world, your child already has the foundation, set for themselves. So there are just so many benefits of early reading, and for that, we as parents should be prepared. If I were told about all this knowledge, I would say while I was pregnant, because there's just so much happening once a baby is out. So it's for all the parents who think they can, when they want to, have these benefits for their child, beginning from day 0, the day a child is born, to the time they're about 5 to 6 years of age, and then the formal reading process definitely begins. But just imagine, in one line, by the time an early reader reaches the age of 8 or 10, he would have read 50 times more stuff than a normal child would read. Right? So because their speed, their number of books, the kind of knowledge that they have will exponentially increase. So hope there is a clarity on what early reading program is. And the early reading program that we're talking about is not a course that our children need to go. It's we as a parent have the highest influence in a child's life. So if we are equipped to understand how to develop this systematically through fun activities at home, there is no beautiful joy than this joy of seeing your child actually reading on his own and enjoying the whole process. Thank you so much.